Hello, my name is Eric, and today in this podcast, I would like to ask a question of you about what happened between me and a guest who really wasn't a guest, but I had asked to be a guest in the show. As you notice, I've been having guests, and I think I was disrespectful because the guests declined to do the show. Welcome to the craziness that lives inside my head. The guest I was going to have um, is a psychiatrist, and he's also called what you call a life coach. He works with, I guess, healing people's relationships and help using his psychiatry as a life coach to help people's relationships and yada yada yada. And he had a bio, and in his bio, he said that he was married, had kids, and I guess he came out the closet and told his wife, and they're still married. And she's still with him. They still married. I don't know what kind of relationship they're having, but they, still married. And then he became a psychologist and became a life coach. That's just the basics of it. I mean, there's more to it. I mean, he didn't go into that part about him and his wife. That was like a little 2 lines on that. I think it was one or 2 lines, But basically, the basic of the bio was about him going to college and becoming a psychologist and becoming all the experiences he had and became a life coach. So, but what got my attention, and I approached him with this. I emailed him. I said to him, "Well, I've messed around with a lot of married men, and I would like to talk about that. Being that he's a psychiatrist and a life coach, and I just said I would just like to talk on that subject, how married men, how they fool around behind their, what's going on in their heads or whatever, fooling around their wives' back, and these wives, because I've had quite a few guys, the wife, I had one guy said the wife knows what he's doing, and she allows him to do it behind her back, whatever. And he didn't put that in his bio. That he didn't put anything about that part of his life. It's just a basic, married to a woman. I think he said he came out the closet. She knows about it. She stays with him. He didn't say they were still married. She stays with him. They had kids. So he went to college. He did all these things, blah, 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 and then he became a life coach. So he didn't go into details of that part of his life. And I think, I told him that I would like to talk about that on my podcast because I really felt that was very interesting. It was interesting to me. I would like to hear, since he was a psychologist and he did all these things, he's a life coach. So I wanted to hear how the process of actually, courting a woman, marrying her, have kids by her, and then let it be known that he's gay, and she stays with him, and he becomes a psychiatrist, and he does all these things. This is new, I think it's this new life coach thing, and I was just curious about that. So of course, he wrote back. He declined. He said, "No, I declined." I said, "Fine. I mean, it's fine. I don't have a problem with people. Let me tell you something. I never had a problem if people don't want to, if they disagree or don't." He didn't say why. He just said he had to decline. He said why he had to decline. But it doesn't matter why he don't want to do it. Don't want to do. I don't believe in putting people in a situation where they're going to feel uncomfortable. And then why would you do something like that if you're uncomfortable? Why would he do it anyway? But I do know some people like that, because, you ask them to do something, they'll do it. And meanwhile, they're very uncomfortable. And I'm like, if you that uncomfortable. So anyway, so my question was, I felt after, he declined, and I said to myself, did I disrespect him? Because in his, how you say, because they write, he was writing about what he does, and he did want to be a guest, and what questions I can ask. Probably none of the things that I want to do. That was the other thing. There was nothing he wanted me to talk about on my show that I felt that was really interesting. I mean, I hate to say this, I don't have that kind of show. Sometimes I don't have that kind of show. I mean, I don't have a show where you come on and present yourself and what's that called? And kind of sell yourself, promote yourself. I mean, that's not my kind of show. The show I have, I like to talk about things that I've been through, and I want to find out about them and what's going on. So that is what this podcast is about. I'm just curious, I'm really, really curious on how can I put it? Maybe because I never done it, I never wanted to do it. Now, what little girlfriends I had, I only had 3 girlfriends. That never came up in my mind. In fact, I didn't think that I would even, I guess you could say I didn't come out the closet until I had my last girlfriend and I couldn't take it anymore and I came out the closet. And a lot of times I was only in the closet because most of the gay men I was hanging out with were in the closet. Most of the gay men I was hanging when I was in my teens and 20s, they all had girlfriends. So of course I had to get a girlfriend. So they all had girlfriends. But the things we did behind closed doors, it was between us. I like that when the guys say, this is between us, okay? This is between us. So I wanted to find out. He's a psychologist. I just wanted to get his story on that because let's be honest, I never understood it. I mean, I had one guy on Facebook who cursed me out when I had put something on there about what I said. Oh, I was dating a married man, and he said that I'm going to go to hell. You're going to go to hell. You shouldn't be dating a married man, and you shouldn't be doing this with a married man, and you should think about the wife and all that. And I'm like, well, first of all, I mean, if I don't have sex with him, somebody else is going to have sex with him. It's not me. I mean, he's coming to my house. I'm not going to his house. I mean, why I got to be the bad guy? I never understood that. I know people like that. Well, but then I had somebody else says, well, when you fool around with a married man, you ain't gonna never have any good luck. Not that I'm looking for good luck. Now with a married man, you don't look for good luck. You look for good, you know what. So I was just trying to be he was a psychologist and he was doing life coach. And when he, when he declined to come on the show, and I'm thinking, but you're a psychologist, you're a life coach. I mean, you're not going to coach me on how on how to live my life? I guess not. You just heard the craziness that lives inside my head.